rug symbolize anything? Would I know?
Kim Jong Moo, thanks for
Is it a
thanks for the
sigil,
follow again. I appreciate it.
or is it
Basically,
you know what I mean?
give me an intelligence check. Just a plain. Do you have religion? I don't think you have religion.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
You do
Yeah,
have
that's
religion?
one of my professions.
Wow.
Yeah, that's one of my professions.
Wow. If you have,
went
yeah,
off.
give me a religion check. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, you can tell that this is iconage of basically Moradin, god of the dwarves.
I cannot move my character.
I don't know why everybody's having so much problems.
And once you get the time, I would like to move into the room. 10 feet. Or so.
Is anybody else having problems moving their tokens? Raz, Crasher?
Mine's doing good.
I'm okay now.
I mostly had trouble with connection, if anything.
Okay. Are you still able to, are you still with us? You see what's going on and all that stuff?
Yep, it took a while to load and everything. Everything was black for a while.
Alrighty. Well, it's good that you're with us. So, as long as you can hear it, that's good.
Rasmus, check this door out, if you please.
Which one are you looking at?
The one I'm
south,
looking
the
at.
south, the south door. Okay.
The one I'm looking at, yeah.
So what is that? Perception.
Yep. Give me a perception roll. And then when you do your perception roll, I'll do my D8 and take one of your rolls.
All right.
All right. From what you can tell, everything looks clear on the door. It doesn't look like it's any kind of no traps on this. Looks like there's a lot of traffic coming in and out of this door. Just the way that the rug is kind of matted down, going from this door to the west door, and this door going to the hallway. So you can tell that this is a frequently traveled door, and you don't see any pressure plates. You kind of look under the carpet and whatnot. You don't see anything.
Can I tell if it's locked?
Doesn't appear to be locked. From your perception, it doesn't appear to be.
Well, the door doesn't appear to have any traps or anything on it. It looks like there's a lot of.
I think Roll20's
traffic
been
that
messing up
comes
for a
through
while.
and, I don't see it as locked. You want to? Should we try to open it and see what's on the other side?
Sure.
I prepared that illusion to go through the door. If it opens up. Or just project it there.
All right, Dave. I'm going to go ahead and
All right.
Open the door.
All right, so as you walk through, as you open up the door, it definitely wasn't locked. You open up the door, and it smells actually really, really bad in here. It just smells like nothing has been cleaned, for a while. I mean, it just looks like a chamber with ratty mats, and you can actually see that there's another human, which. Rasman, you actually remember seeing this guy on the wagon from the journey from Harkenvold to the central Nenter Vale. You remember seeing this guy. This guy's shackled. He's bound at his feet, bound on his hands, and he goes, "Oh, oi! What are you doing here? I thought you were dead. Got to be quiet.
Had me.
The dwarves, I think the dwarves know you're here."
No, they've had me in the other castle. I didn't know if any of you guys were still here or not.
Oi, there's several of us left. I think there's about a half a dozen of us. Crasher's probably saying that is the worst fucking English accent I've ever heard.
I'm not saying a thing, David. But maybe.
Yeah, he basically warns you. I would be careful that the dwarves know you're here. In fact, I think they were going to be bringing I know the dinner was fixing to be served. So you might be able to catch them. It seems like they've been kind of the last several hours. I don't think that they may not have been expecting you.
Which way are they coming from?
Well, there's the door to the left that
The
goes
south,
to
yeah.
the kitchen. Then there's the big double doors that goes to the main hall. That is where all the Duergar that is where they meet and eat. But I honestly I really don't know if they might be expecting you. I'm not too sure. Some hours ago, several of the dwarves came in and brought me in and brought a couple of the other Harkenvold natives in and tied us up. And several hours later, they came back and got a couple of the others and said that there was work that needed to be done.
Did you hear us crash into the door?
Oh yeah, I did. It was a
Yeah.
thunderous. Who was that
Then-
you?
Then they heard us too.
He looks towards
Which way
Rasmus, the
had-
wood elf. He goes, "Was that you that busted down that door?" Oh, that was. I almost thought the roof was caving in.
No, that was me. With a grin on my face.
A dwarf killing dwarves. Well, I do see that you are not a Duergar.
Yeah, I'm glad you saw that.
Well, I can see that now that you've actually came into the room a little bit, and I can see your face in the light.
So, what do we got in here?
So, well, as you get closer to the door, you can tell that this is basically a room for the thralls and the basically squalor. There's a brazier. You can see again. There's a brazier in the lower southern portion of this room that's got a small fire in it. There's some crates and barrels in the middle, and you can see that they say salt, flour, shit like that.
Dave, is this a door here on the left side of the room? This room?
Yeah. That leads to the kitchen. This is where all of us stay. All of us that live here, all five of us, we live here in this hellhole. It's definitely not like the Harkenvold. Oh, how I miss the Harkenvold. I yearn to get back to the Harkenvold. Hopefully you can help me out with that. And the others here, of course.
Well, I mentioned to Rasmus, why don't you unshackle your friend there?
Oh, that would be delightful. I would be
Good idea.
delighted to have that done.
And I'll turn to Ren. Can you pull out that leather armor again? Sorry about that.
Get the man a
Sure, no
weapon.
problem. I hand the leather armor and that sword that I previously gave to Rasmus.
And I'll grab it and I'll throw it down on the ground in front of him.
And I'm going to go ahead and release his shackles.
All right. Yeah, it's a very, very, very simple lock. You're able, not even with no check required for that. It's pretty simple. So he definitely. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, and I will stay here and watch you. Which way are you going? I will try to find you if anyone comes for us. I'll let you know.
Try to stick one of them if one comes in, okay?
I believe that they have there's a quarters that several of the Duergar stay here. I remember one of them was ill about the week back, and There was a small chamber with several small beds, and all I remember was a fur rug, and this dwarf was sick, so I had to take him food. So I know that there's a living quarters on the north end of this hold. So I'm sure there's probably usually when they sit down to feast, there's nearly probably half a dozen of them. I've seen a few more, but not many more than 6 to 8.
That's good news.
Oh,
You said
thank
the
you
dinner
so
is going to
much.
be held soon.
It's usually held around this time. Aye.
Okay.
I think we can solve all of our problems if we get to the kitchen soon and, mess with their dinner, make them a little sick.
I'll agree with that.
Does anybody have any, or can one of you may just...
Banner Crusher, get off my back.
Make them sick.
Thank you.
Dave, I want to take a look at this door and see if maybe they've got it locked, to kind of keep him out of the kitchen.
No, it's not locked at all. In fact, there's no even mechanism to keep the door shut. It's just like a swing stone door, sort of like you would go into a kitchen. This is basically what appears to be a converted, basically stock room with all of these, not all of these, but some supplies, and then there's a bunch of what appear to be cookbooks on the southern wall, cookbooks from around the Nentervale. There's dwarven cookbooks from Hammerfast, just a bunch of junk. And then this gentleman here says, yeah, they have these books here just in case. I guess just in case some of us, in case we do not know how to cook, then we would have all kinds of these books to. But I can't read these books. All I can do is I can look at the pictures. So I can try to make these things. I don't know if they taste good. The dwarves eat it. I'm not too sure. They say it's good. I'm sure they would probably beat us if it wasn't good. But
I'm sure
lots of
they're
pictures.
eating better than what they've been giving us.
Oh, they eat nothing but meats, hams and ox and all kinds of delicacies. The orcs from the depths bring them meat all the time, and these
Question for you.
little dark gnomes too. These wicked, evil little dark gnomes and dark elves as well. Strange company these Duergar keep. Something that I've
Got a
never
question
seen.
for you.
Sure, dwarf.
Did they bring a boar in here?
They bring many boar in here, dwarf. Dead boar, of course. They bring him by the head.
Not good news.
And
not good news.
what do you mean by that, Mr. Dwarf? And what is your name,
We're looking
dwarf?
for Gimli Grim, fighter extraordinaire.
Oh, well met,
looking
Gimli
for a
Grim.
live
I am
dwarf.
Sam. Sam of
Would you shut up while
Hawkenwald.
I'm talking?
Oh, excuse me, Mr. You almost remind me of the slavers that are keeping me here. I almost... Never mind. I don't think I will
You
continue.
shut up.
I will. Thank you.
I said I'm Gimli Grim, fighter extraordinaire.
And I heard you, Gimli Grim, and I introduced myself as Sam of the Hawkenwald.
Hey, Sam. All right. Anybody in that kitchen?
Oh, there should be 4 of us working. Absolutely.
Well, let's get on with it.
Aram, Bessa, and Calder are still working. We were all, like I had mentioned, Mr. Gimli Grim. I'm sure you were paying attention so diligently, as I just said to Mr. Rasman here several minutes ago. That's when the other Duergar came in here announcing that the honor hold has been infiltrated. They brought all of us kitchen help here to our nice humble establishment that you're in right now. And they basically tied us back up. They bound us. Well, they came and got Arum. They came and got Bessa, and they came and got Calder, and they left me here. But they did say that they were going to be preparing food, so that is why that they got them. So I took it as their guard was put down. I have no clue where they're going either. Gimli Grim of Hammerfast.
Let's get in that kitchen.
So, looking at the stack of books, is there any books in particular that stand out?
There's cookbooks from all over the place. There's cookbooks from the woods, from the Elvish recipes. There's Gnomish recipes. There's lots of different cookbooks of the dwarves, of the humans, and then there's delicacies of the Underdark that has all kinds of recipes for these centipedes and large rats and disgusting. Disgusting.
Let's get on with it.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and go in, open this, or
He kinda-
push the
he-
door open.
He looks over towards
I'm gonna
you,
go in.
Rasman, Sam of the Harkenville, and he says, Is this Gimli Grim? Is he always such a rude dwarf? By God! By the beard of Zeus, he is so rude. He is so rude.
Well, I just met them, so I don't really know. I guess we'll find out.
Well,
Maybe he's just in a mood today.
I would watch yourself. That dwarf seems like a loose cannon.
Well, he's got to be better than our captors.
Did I hear that? Or should I
Give me a perception check. Give me a perception check, Gim. Seeing that you are pretty close to him. DC 10. Well, and in fact, let's I'll just say DC 10. I'm not gonna do a roll off. I'll just give him a DC 10. I hope he does hear him.
And Dave, could I get in the room?
Absolutely. Gimli, you barely hear him. You do hear him say, psh, 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 but then you hear him say towards the end, "Oh, that Gimli Grim, he's a loose cannon." You do hear him say
You
that.
damn right I am.
Oh, well, I'm sorry you heard me, Mr. Gimli Grim. Ooh, and a tiefling and a gnome. Ooh, quite the company you travel with.
Sam, which way have they been coming in and out of?
Well, the last time that I saw them were some hours ago. I've been sitting here resting, and he
Did they
he holds
come
up
to
his
the
shackles
door?
and really know where I can go, sir. Well, they came in through the kitchen, and basically
north or-
no, here to the west. There's the door over here where
Okay.
Rasman is. They came in, got basically three of the other slaves. Their names are
Slaves.
Arum, Bessa, and Calder. And just like Sam had told you, they came and got them, unlocked them, and took them back to the kitchen. Several hours after, basically, I guess the all clear was given. Because remember, you guys took an 8-hour rest, so things kind of died down.
I just wanted to know from Sam how much traffic has been coming in here to see him, or
None.
where he's been seeing these Dugar come in and out of this
Oh,
room.
none.
So,
He says, well, I'm not going to try to leave this place. They tell me to stay put. I stay put. The last one of us that tried to escape from here ended up being tossed out of the top window down into the chasm. Never seen or heard from again. Poor lad. Poor young
that's
lad.
awful.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it sure is.
I go to the western door, right behind Rasman, and put my ear to the door.
Okay. Kind of huddle up with Rasman, getting a little snuggly with him.
Right.
And
Sorry about blinding you.
I love it.
You can't
You can't be too careful when you're going into these rooms.
I agree.
I pat him on the waist.
Let me just slide out of your way here. Let you get a good listen.
Nice. All right. So, you put your. You don't hear anything. I'll tell you this. You do hear what appears to be something chopping something. You hear like a knife or cleaver chopping into something. And it seems like it's, repetitive type of poof, poof, probably chopping something. You've seen it many times on the
Like
streets. Yeah, no, not. Well, I wouldn't say wood, but probably more in the line of something like being cut on a butcher's block with probably with a what sounds like probably a some type of cutting axe or something, or a butcher's cleaver or something.
Okay,
You really don't hear.
Rashman,
You don't really don't hear a lot of talking. You don't. You just pretty much hear that, and then you'll hear some tin rattle once in a while. On these
I look at
these barrels and crates, pretty much contain salted meat, hardtack, flour, ale, smoked fish, dried fruits, stuff like that. Because I see Ren over there, Snoop Doggy dogging around the crates, so I'd figure I'd go ahead and tell her what she sees.
Well, grab some food if you're hungry.
Yeah, I'll grab some of that dried food.
Yeah, it's in bulk, so I don't know where you're gonna put it, but
Okay.
it's definitely in bulk. It's like all of the meat and is packed in salt, so you're having to scrape salt off and.
Okay, I'm just wanting a fist-size piece of meat or something.
Sure,
to put
you find
back
one.
in the knapsack. Yeah, nothing. Just to replace what I gave that stale biscuit to Rashman sausage.
All right,
Just to replace it.
sure.
Fair enough. I can even use my sword and slice you off a piece.
Oh, you're going to Oh, that has not even gone to the pot yet to boil. You're going to eat that? Ah, silly gnome.
No, we're gonna cook it. I'm just gonna keep it for a little bit. I'm
Ah.
gonna cook it.
I'm
I
sure.
wouldn't eat this.
Well, I'm sure the dwarf will probably. Never mind.
Yeah. Shh. No.
gotta get Gimli fired up every game.
And I look towards Rashman and see if he wants to listen to the door. Give him a silent.
A while, Twitch. Actually, they did on their long rest, I'm sure.
Yeah, let me give it a once over here.
Yeah, the door looks like it just swings open. It's not trapped or nothing. It's basically the kitchen door.
I mean, I want to listen to see if I hear anything.
Oh, sure. Farland's perception wall is quite low.
I get rid of.
Yeah,
the
same
illusion as
thing.
well
You
there.
hear, you can hear something, chopping on a block. On stuff like rolls like these, you'll just take the first number, Rasman.
Okay.
So yeah, it's
it was
pretty
one of
much the
lines
same.
coming up with, like,
Yeah, you take the first
Alright.
one, which is the 8. So yeah, basically you hear somebody probably cutting something on a butcher's block. You can hear tins rattling around and whatnot. Once in a while you can hear a voice, but you're not able to make out what they're saying.
all right.
I let my image go and move behind Ren. Discontinued that illusion.
Okay, you want to? Okay, I'll set it down here for a second. Get rid of it. All right. Most used words in Dungeon Master history. What are you guys doing? I need to write a blog on that. What are you guys doing? What do you guys do?
I'm
Yeah, I
waiting
think-
for the damn door to be open so I can go in the kitchen.
Well, you like to burst through them, you know, knock them down.
I'll open it. I'll open it.
I think
You
that's
know.
Farland.
Well,
But that-
I don't know if I would let the dwarf hold on a second. You don't want to hit poor Aaron or Besser or Calder is probably working behind the door. Possibly one of them could be walking through, and if the dwarf charges through it, hell, he could possibly knock her out. Oh, silly dwarf, don't go barreling through it. It's just silly dwarf. It's a kitchen door.
Who you call it silly?
With that, I opened the door.
All right. The door swings open, and you can see that there are several people in this cooking chamber. You know, and actually a great smell, actually kind of really soothes your nostrils as you know you've been smelling this, you know, basically piss and shit in this room here. And so the you know the smell of delightful, you know, food being cooked is actually, you know, it's music to your nostrils. So you can see that there's well, actually, as you open the door, you can see the tail end of a human walking out, basically like this. So as soon as you open the door, you see a man move out. So he doesn't notice that you came through the door, but you do notice that there was a man that walked out carrying something. He didn't look at you. And then as you open the door, you know, and you step through, you can see that there's several females, one holding a cleaver, basically cutting chickens in half. And there's, you know, a pile of chickens, probably at least a dozen hens and chickens. Then you can see there's another female that's on the south wall, basically putting some kind of water or some kind of liquid on the fire pits down below that are basically cooking a lot of these chickens. And they both look at you in amazement. They basically are just froze there. They don't know what to do. It looks like one's fixing to possibly scream. I mean, she's got her mouth open.
Okay, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. We'll set you free if you're slaves. And I motion my comrades to come in quietly.
Okay.
And I'm assuming that guy leaving carrying a tray is going to go be the slavers.
Yes. I mean, do you ask? Well, do you ask her
No.
that, or?
No, that's what I'm assuming. Right now, I'm just asking for them to be quiet.
Yeah, they comply. I mean, they comply. You get your phone if you need to, man.
Okay. All right.
That's awesome. Giggity turd hat. What are you talking about, turd hat? Who doesn't want to poop off of one of those bridges? Are you talking about the bridges going from one hold to the other hold? Just think if you lost your step. And just think if you slipped. You'd go butt first into the gorge at a 70-foot drop. We'll give Farland a say. Does anybody else want to do anything? Is, you know, everybody sees Farland and they're going and kind of waving you guys in.
I smell the food. I'm going to the kitchen.
All right, Gimli.
I tell them what I saw. A man carrying food. You know,
Yeah.
keep it down. Keep it down. And get ready to blast anything that comes through that door, minus that waiter.
Minus that poor guy holding the fucking tray comes back
Right.
through and wham!
If I see a Dugar, then I'm getting ready to blast it.
Yeah, there's a guy, you know, a human, blonde hair. You definitely tell it was a human. These two females in here are both human as well. And so they see you there and they're kind of like just shocked, and they're, you know, one of them's holding the cleaver up in the air, fixing to smack it down on a chicken. You know, the other one was pouring water into the fire and is still pouring the water into the fire. So there's like a lot of smoke starting to come out of the one of the the cooking fires. But they kind of they're like